Okay, so I'm gonna try this as a video. Now, my memory is not very great, but I'm gonna try and walk you through my entire computer history, every computer I've ever owned, and I still have a lot of them. So we'll see how this goes. My memory of my childhood in certain areas is spotty at best. So for a long time I wasn't allowed a computer, um, and when I eventually got a computer, it was my dad's. I wasn't allowed a phone or a computer for a long time. This used to be how things were. Now, of course, babies get an iPad when they're 2 years old or whatever. Sorry, I'm being a boomer. The more time goes by, the more I think the normies just shouldn't be allowed to use computers. I think if you can't, if you don't know what a command line is, you should just be banned. Like, there's no reason. Not everyone should have access to a computer. Anyway, sorry. Um, maybe there is variance in human intelligence. Anyway, um, this is a stupid way to start the video off. So I had my dad's old laptop. He got a new one. And the reason he got a new one is because the laptop was basically fucking broken. It was basically like barely usable. I barely remember this, but I do remember specifically about this laptop. First, it was probably running Windows XP. I remember playing Marble Blast Gold on it, and I remember playing a weird PC game that was based on the Disney movie. Was it called Dinosaur? I think it was called Dinosaur, and it being traumatic because, like, I remember it being fucked up because there was like an asteroid that comes and wipes out the dinosaurs. And I remember playing Zoombinis as well. If you never played Zoombinis, great game. Would recommend. Fun educational game for children. Anyway, I remember playing those three games, and the reason I played those games and didn't use the internet is not because I could, well, not because I didn't know how the internet worked, but because um the laptop didn't have Wi-Fi. The Wi-Fi was broken on the laptop, and so to connect to the internet, I had to use this really terrible Wi-Fi dongle. It was a tiny, shitty 2000s Wi-Fi dongle that was really like the cheapest possible option available. And so, like, if I wanted to watch a YouTube video, for example, I'd have to go on the YouTube link. I didn't have a Google account back then, so what I'd do is I'd search up like um, FMX videos and Nitro Circus videos because that's what I thought was really cool, and base jumping and parkour and stuff like that. So I'd go on YouTube, I'd search that up, and then I'd find the video, I'd click it, I'd have to put it to 240p and then wait for it to buffer. Like, I'd have to just pause the video and wait for the buffering thing to go up and up until eventually, like, when it went up a little bit, I would start watching it, and then inevitably it would hit the buffering point. I'd have to pause it again and wait for it to buffer again. So I basically had, like, really, really shit internet, my first experiences of the internet. And so this was back at my dad's, right? And some of you may know I used to live mostly at my dad's, but when I was a kid. But sometimes I'd come here and visit my mum. And my mum had a Mac, this Mac, the Mac that this is from. And the internet here was much better, but my mum also had TV package, like cable TV, so I could watch Cartoon Network. So I didn't spend much time on the internet here because I mostly spent time watching Cartoon Network. Yeah. But when I did use the internet, again, I mostly just used YouTube and looked up like extreme sports videos and stuff. Until one day, I have no idea how this happened, but I swear to God, this is a real thing, because people don't believe me, so that I'm really an old fag. I've always been an old fag. Somehow I managed to find out about 4chan. I have no idea how. I was still in fucking primary, like young primary, I probably year 3, and then somehow found out about 4chan. Now, I used 4chan barely. Like, I'm not pretending that I was a fucking 9-year-old, or probably younger than that, 7-year-old 4chan wizard. Let's say 9-year-old, fuck it. I'm not saying that. But I did know about 4chan. I did use it a couple times. I went on 4chan.org and I was like, board list, what's anime? I don't know. I just ignored that, and I ended up clicking on R9K because it said Robot 9000, and I was like, what's a Robot 9000? And that was the beginning of the end for me. But I really didn't use 4chan very often. I just knew about it. I never posted. I would basically spend a few minutes just being like, out of curiosity, what's happening on R9K? And I would read threads about stuff I didn't understand. I actually didn't know how to look at a thread. I remember this now. I didn't know how to, I didn't know you had to press reply to go into a thread, right? So I just would look at the last 5 posts of threads, and I would be like, this is weird. Why do people use this website? So that happened. Then I made a Facebook account, and so I started using Facebook more often. And around the same time, for a birthday of some kind, I got this bad boy. My old Mac. This is completely fucking broken now, by the way. I wonder if it even turns on. It's fully not charged, I guess. But doesn't seem to be turning on. Oh, I saw a light. Did I? No? Well, I imagine it's not charged. As you can see, it's all cracked and fucked. But yeah, this is my Mac. Obviously, it didn't have these stickers on it at first. I'm just epic, and so I put a bunch of stickers on it. Wonder what these are. You got a anti-religious one. World is a fuck, it says. Scum. Fontaine, that's a card thing. Fat Boy Eat something, that was another like weird card brand. Leviathan, black metal. But anyway, so I had this. And yeah, that was my first proper computer, because I really couldn't do much with my dad's laptop. This was my first unfiltered look at the internet. And that's where I downloaded GarageBand and started learning to make music. Yeah, I never use it anymore, because as you see, it doesn't work. It's also a really old Mac, so there's no reason to overuse it. Maybe if I can get it to turn on. Hold on. Firstly, what's this? Junkie. Oh, William S. Burroughs, Junkie. I have this book? Who gave me this book? I have this book? What? I've been wanting to read this book recently. Since when do I have this book? What? Since when do I have Junkie? Well, I'm going to put this here, and I'm going to start reading that book. Okay, that's a fact. Well, this video has already been worth it. Apparently, I own Junkie. I didn't know I owned that book. What the fuck? Okay, that's sick. I think Young Sai must have bought it for me years and years ago. Shout out Young Sai. Anyway, so I had this computer, and that's where I installed GarageBand, and I was looking on YouTube, because this one actually has Wi-Fi, of course, and so I could actually use YouTube reasonably. At this point, I stopped using 4chan and basically forgot about it. But I was using Facebook, and I was using YouTube mostly, and GarageBand. I would look on for like tutorials of how to make dubstep on GarageBand and stuff. And what else happened? What else would I do on this computer? I think I played Papers, Please. I remember me and Young Sai. I remember the day Young Sai showed me game theory on YouTube on this very computer. That was fun. Lots of cardistry stuff. So at this point, I'm getting into cardistry, right? So going on cardistry forums and magic websites and all that sort of shit. Again, mostly a lot of it was on Facebook at this time. Really into Facebook at this time. I know, cringe, normie. I'm a successful convert from normiedom. I was a complete Facebook user. So yeah, I would always have a Facebook tab open basically on this when I was using this computer many years ago. Yeah, I'd be talking on cardistry forums and to emo friends and stuff. Yeah, I became an emo while using this computer. It was a terrible mistake. Eventually, it got to the point where I was like, GarageBand is too limiting, and I just went on Pirate Bay and got my first copy of Logic on that computer. Now, around the same time, well, not around the same time, but at a certain point in this era, at my mum's house, because I would never bring this with me to go to my mum's, because for reasons, I don't know, I just never did. This computer broke. Yeah. And my mum, how do I put this? She obtained 2 computers from her work. She obtained 2 laptops from her work, including this one. Now, again, both of those computers don't work anymore. This one does still work, but the battery doesn't work, so it only works when it's plugged in. I use it to run a TeamSpeak server on, and that's pretty much it. And sometimes play visual novels, but I'm kind of getting bored of visual novels right now, so yeah. So I would use this computer and mostly the other one, which is in here. Here it is. This one's completely fucking broken. It doesn't turn on. No idea how to fix it. Yeah. And then, so those computers are both terrible. Don't really remember much about it. In fact, this whole era of my life I don't remember much about. But the next important thing that happened is I built my own PC at my dad's house. Now, let me explain this to you in more detail. I didn't build my own PC at all. Someone I knew from school said they knew how to build PCs, and I thought, building your own PC, that sounds neat. I had also gone into Imager at this point, by the way. I know, it's literally like a worse version of Reddit. Imager is like Reddit, but it's like Reddit if it was Instagram, so you don't even get text posts, it's just images. It's the worst fucking website in the entire world. It's so bad, I wasted so much of my life going on fucking Imager, I can't believe it. But I did it because I wanted to be a normie. It was the same time when I started listening to top 40 pop music exclusively, because I thought the reason people didn't like me is because I was weird, and so I tried to do all the normal things, and Imager was the most normal website I could think of. So, I started to go on Imager. That exposed me more to Reddit nerd culture, and Reddit nerd culture, often a lot of them build their own PCs, so that's how I got that idea in my head. And I met a Reddit nerd in real life who knew how to build PCs, allegedly. And I didn't know anything, and I didn't know how to research things properly, because I don't know why. And so I basically asked him, if I say I have £500, will you just do all the research on what parts I should get and just build it for me? And he was like, sure. Now, I don't even remember who this guy was, by the way. I'm sure we must have been friends, because I don't think I would have asked a random guy at school to do this for me. But I don't remember him, so who knows. But yeah. And he built my PC for me. He came over to my house and built my PC for me. He gave me the parts list, which I gave to my dad, and he bought it for Christmas for me, which was very nice of him. And that happened. And this PC, let me tell you, piece of fucking shit. I don't know what this guy scammed me out of. It's not like he was taking any of the money, but it was about as powerful as my ThinkPad, which is not good, because this cost £80 and that cost £500. So not good. Not a good idea. Also, didn't even have a Wi-Fi card because I didn't know what I was doing, and I just told him to do it for me for 500 quid. Blah, blah, blah. So again, I went back to using the same dongle I'd been using in my dad's laptop at first in that fucking thing, so the internet was shit. Until eventually, I went out and bought a fucking giant Ethernet cable with my own money and ran it all the way from the router in the opposite side of the house to my room. And then my dad was like, you can't just run this in the middle of the fucking hallway. And so he bought a bunch of little, I don't know what they would be called, clips basically that you put into the wall so it can run against the wall. And so then I finally had good internet on a decent computer. And the computer it had Windows on it, obviously, but it was decent, it did its job. And that's how I first started playing CSGO on that computer, because I was into a YouTuber called Jericho II, who still makes videos, and I still watch him, Jericho, and he started playing CSGO, and because of him, I ended up playing CSGO. Oh, I also used to play Minecraft on this computer, by the way. So, yeah, that happened. But that computer was terrible. It would drop to 12 FPS if I was actually in a gunfight in CS, so I basically could never get decent, even though I spent hundreds and hundreds of hours playing. I could never really get good. And then, so that's kind of when we're now nearing, so I was probably around 16 at that time. And on this computer, that's when I started to become an online type of guy. And this is when I got back into 4chan. Actually, I'm not quite sure if the timelines line up here. I think the timelines line up here. I got back into 4chan. I don't remember how or why, but I got back into R9K. And this is when I became a weird fucking MGTOW guy. It was bad. It was a bad time. Bad time in my life. I was also extremely mentally ill at this time, having panic attacks all the time. It was not a good time. Because of that, I really don't remember much of it. So I don't really remember much of what I was doing with my life at this time. But I must have been playing CSGO and going on 4chan. because somehow through 4chan I found out about Lane Chan. I don't know. Even though I'd been using, I used 4chan for years and years, at least like 3 years. I should say. I think there was a time period where I was using both 4chan and Imager before I stopped using Imager. Why am I so out of breath? I think I'm diseased. Maybe I've been vaping too much. No, I got like shit in my throat. Like my throat's all fucking clogged up. I don't know why. I just woke up today and it was like that. Drink some fucking water. It's like my throat's all closed up. Not pleasant. This happens to me from time to time. Never understood it. So, I don't really remember what I'm doing at this point. I'm trying to play CSGO. It's barely working. I quit CSGO because it doesn't work anymore. Like, the computer just gets slower and slower and slower. I don't know how to do anything about it. I don't know how to reinstall Windows because my friend installed Windows in the first place. I don't know how to defrag my hard drive or anything like that. I don't think I even cleaned out the dust on it, so it's just getting slower and slower. I don't really know what I'm doing. Then I discover Lane Chan somehow, and via Lane Chan, I start getting more into technology and stuff like that. I start thinking maybe I should install Linux. And so, for some sort of Christmas or birthday or something, I pitched in, because at this point I'm like 18, so I have to spend my own money on stuff, but still, my parents were very nice to me and very kind and spent money on computers for me, because I tricked them into thinking that I needed it for school or for my career. I managed to convince my mom to buy. Let me show you. Let me just put this in full screen. Pardon me. Does Mini3 not exist anymore? Is it changed names? Retro Freedom? I guess they've changed their name to Retro Freedom. It used to be called Mini3. And I bought this somewhere. A pre-Libra booted X200. So it was like that, but not the tablet. And that would be this old chap. So yeah, this guy. And of course I got my Lane Chan sticker and my Libra boot sticker. And on the inside, my Never Forget Day When You Was Happy sticker. I'm pretty sure this doesn't turn on. It doesn't have a hard drive in it. No hard drive. Don't know why I tried to turn it on. But yeah, this was my ThinkPad X200. And the keyboard on this is actually way nicer than this keyboard now that I'm looking. Can I can't transplant the keyboards. They don't fit. Fuck. This is a way... Actually, no, I don't know if this is a nicer keyboard. It's quite got a quite heavy feel to it. I like the enter on this more. I don't know. I like both of them. Anyway, sorry, getting sidetracked. Nostalgia. So yeah, I managed to get this, and this was basically, this has Trisquel on it, right? And I just used Trisquel with the default settings, so I didn't really know what I was doing. But slowly and surely, by using Linux, I learned more about Linux. That's how it happens. And so at this point, I've completely transitioned away. I'm not even using 4chan anymore. I'm basically using my computer to browse image boards, talk on the Lane Chan IRC, and listen to music, watch YouTube videos. And I'm not playing Counter-Strike or anything because I had quit and my desktop didn't work anymore. So I'm using that for that, and I'm using this computer still to make music on. And yeah, this is basically web browsing, text editing, all the standard things you do on a computer that aren't gaming. yeah, barely works, lots of problems. So the first thing is this, I actually had the stand for it. I don't think it's called a stand, but basically you see this thing here? You can like, there's a certain hardware thing. It's kind of like a big platform with a thing sticking out of it, and you can just sort of clip your laptop into it, and it has a bunch of external ports and stuff like that. It's kind of neat. But the thing I used it for was the monitor that I used to be using on my desktop, I would have on my desk, and then I would, so I'd bring this to school with me, and then when I came back home, I would put this on the stand, and then it would put my second monitor on, except that I didn't know how to do anything with defaults or exit RC or anything like that. So every time I would come home, I'd have to run like xlambda, whatever the fucking command is, to enable my second monitor. I also didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know anything about what I was doing with Linux. I didn't know what fucking Trisquel was. I literally didn't even know, like, I don't think I even barely knew what Trisquel was. I don't know what I was doing, but it was kind of based. I still think I'm happy with it because I supported the LibreBoot Foundation or whatever, so that's neat. Having LibreBoot on this means it ran really fast, or booted really fast. It also has the SSD, which is now in this one, but it had an SSD and 1 terabyte. It was all nice and cool. So that was the thing. It's kind of neat. I would actually recommend this website if you're willing to pay a ridiculous amount for a professional to LibreBoot your computer, so in case you're worried. Maybe one day I will LibreBoot this ThinkPad, because that would be kind of neat. This ThinkPad, sorry. That would be kind of neat. LibreBoot is a neat thing. Still doesn't get rid of the Intel management engine though. Okay, so then at a certain point I'm using this basically as my daily driver, and this as basically music making and Minecraft playing machine. I guess sometimes I would do browsing on this, like general browsing on this too. And one day at this point I now graduated school. I'm in American school, high school, what we call sixth form college. I'm in sixth form college, and I am occasionally with my friend Little Crazy Bitch, who I've met, going to band practice where we play Death Grips inspired music, like derivative Death Grips inspired music. And my job was drummer and synth player, and he was the singer, shouter, rapper, MC Ride guy, right? Making electronic punk, cyberpunk type shit, right? And so what I would do is I'd bring this with me, and I'd have a MIDI controller, and I would use MainStage to do everything I needed to do on it. I also produced the first 1 or 2 No Thank You albums, I don't remember, but 1 or 2 of the first No Thank You. At least Volume 1 is produced on this. I don't remember if Volume 2 was produced on this. Yeah, it must have been. Volume 2 must have also been produced on this. So Volume 1 and Volume 2 were both produced on this. Yeah, that was neat. But then this broke, so we never saw that again. And when that broke, so the reason I told the band practice story is one day I was out of band practice. We were walking past the electronics store to go to the practice space where we were rehearsing, and I just randomly went in there. Oh yeah, no, I remember what happened. The USB cable that I used to connect my laptop to the MIDI controller broke somehow, and I needed a USB cable, so I went in there to buy a new USB cable, and at this point I had a bunch of money for some reason, and when I was in there, I saw a Raspberry Pi, and I was like, yo, Raspberry Pi, so I just bought it, and that's the Raspberry Pi I still have to this day. I also bought an Arduino, but I've literally never used the Arduino. I bought a Raspberry Pi and an Arduino that day. Yeah. Also, if you want to see, this is a little bit of history. So this mouse and this keyboard both came from that original desktop. This mouse is broken now, and this keyboard is fucking awful, barely fucking works, it's terrible. I mean, it works, but it feels horrible to use. I don't know how I used it for so many years. But yeah, that's a little bit of an interesting thing. Anyway, when that laptop broke, the Mac broke. I needed a new Mac because I need Mac to make my music on, and so I went halvesies. We're now getting Approaching the Present. I split half with my mum to buy this, the most disgusting piece of fucking hardware I own that I hate every single day of my life because it's a fucking piece of shit, and I wish I knew other software. I'm gonna go get some water. I just wish I knew some other way to make music. But anyway, so that's, after that I reinstalled CS and realized I can play Counter-Strike again, and then I started playing Counter-Strike again. And then, I don't remember what happened. I think I dropped it. Pretty sure I dropped it, my ThinkPad, and it stopped working. No, it just randomly stopped working one day. Yeah, I remember. So I brought that ThinkPad with me to school every single day for years, so it definitely got fucked around in my bag. I'm pretty sure it would still work if I just knew how to fix the hardware, because it still boots. I'm sure there's just something wrong with the motherboard or something. Something has come unsoldered or something has happened. Like, I'm pretty sure it probably still works. That's why I keep it around. I should probably treat it better, actually. I kind of feel bad about that now that I'm thinking about it. But yeah, that broke, and so I bought this. I actually bought it with my own two monies, my own two hands. Yeah, and that's neat. And now we're getting to stuff that you can actually see on the channel, because ThinkPad Thinks was a thing. And that's it. That's all the computers I've ever owned. Is that one. And then I managed to resuscitate that old Windows computer. Which I am now considering, just because I'm retarded, I'm considering installing NetBSD on it. I wonder if I want to install NetBSD on something today. Right now I feel like, yes, today, right now is the time I need to install NetBSD on something. But I don't know which computer to choose. Which one do I choose? I'm not going to fuck with my Raspberry Pi, because it's neat. Neat to have a Raspberry Pi. I don't think either of these work, so that's not an option. This guy, sometimes having a Windows machine is useful. I guess I could dual boot. I didn't think about that. Should I dual boot Windows and NetBSD? Is that a good idea? Is that a stupid idea? Or maybe I could give this another go, see if I can get this guy to work. No idea why it doesn't work. The battery's plugged in. Do I have a charger? Let's find out, shall we? It's probably one of these cables. Maybe it's in here. No charger in there. We do have some beans though. Beans, just in case you get hungry. You gotta have a spare supply of beans. Let's see. What have we got back here? Headphone cables. Don't need any of those. Spiders. Don't need those. What's this? Oh, this looks promising. This is my old ThinkPad charger, I believe, but maybe it fits. Let's find out. Is it a standard thing? Nope, it doesn't fit. Okay. That's not it then. Okay, well, it's definitely behind here somewhere. Okay, this looks promising. What's this guy? This is my cable management, by the way. What do you think of my cable management? Let's see. What does the other side of this look like? Huh? Another ThinkPad charger? looks like another ThinkPad charger. And it is another ThinkPad charger. Well, I'll keep that around. I don't know if that actually fits my current ThinkPad. Alright, let's see what else we got. Another power brick. Let's see what this connects to. Oh, is this another thing? Wait, didn't we just get this one? Yeah, this is... No. What the fuck? Do I have 4? Do I have 3 ThinkPad chargers? Yeah, this also is not the right one. Okay, don't know why I have that. What the fuck? Is this another one? There's no way, right? There's no way. Wait, when did I get this many ThinkPad chargers? What the fuck? Oh my god, this one's deeply tangled. This looks different. Does this really not fit? No, it doesn't fit. What the fuck? Why do I have so many ThinkPad chargers? What's this? I think this is a fan. This is my fan. Yeah. Okay. Another power. Let's see what this looks to. Oh, this looks promisingly shit. This looks promisingly shit. I believe this is the one. Yes. This is indeed the one. Alright, let's get this plugged in. But yeah, in case you ever doubted that I am lame, I am lame. I live in a jumble of wires. Alright, why do I have 4 ThinkPad chargers? What the fuck? What is that about? When did I get 4 ThinkPad chargers? Alright, let's, how are we gonna do this? I'll put this down here. Yeah, this is the best way to do it, actually. Just sit on the floor. Okay. Okay, this should be plugged in now and turned on and everything. Oh, it's turning on. Starting Windows? Don't tell me this just works. What is that fan noise? If this exists, maybe we can install NetBSD on it. Maybe the Windows install is just corrupted. Wouldn't that be interesting? I don't know if Windows installs can corrupt. Oh, is this just going to stay at starting Windows? Or maybe we... What is it? F11? Escape for startup menu. Okay, what have we got? System... What are we doing? HP recovery? Maybe? Windows is loading files. This is a, what do you think of this? Old school no thank you video? Microsoft Corporation. Oh, we're booted into something. Oh, this computer is fucking dirty. Yeah, we want to do this. Suppose this can take up to 1 hour. Well, we don't have time for that, do we? Well, this seems to be working, actually, which is neat. Alright, I'm gonna go make a bootable NetBSD flash drive. PS1 Slim with 1 chip attended. What the fuck does that mean? This is a neat website. Retro Freedom. Guys, check it out. I've not checked this out in a long time. Don't think I'm ever going to buy anything from here, because why would I pay £600 for a ThinkPad X230 when I got this one for, yeah, not worth it. £150 for them to install LibreBoot. Don't think that's necessary. But they do have whatever this is, PS1 with 1 chip, attenuated C-Sync and dual oscillators. What? One chip installed. It's a stealth mod chip which disables the copy region restrictions, allowing burning CDR and imported disks to be used. Dual oscillator mod. GPU has 2 clock inputs, one for power and one for NTSC. The NTSC clock is wrong by default, so Retro Freedom fixes it by replacing it using an additional crystal to fix compatibility issues. Modern upscalers, attenuated C-Sync, replace CBS in here. Okay, that's interesting. A modified PS1 so you can play region-locked games for £138. Brexit? Okay, don't panic. Don't panic about Brexit. That's neat. Never panic about Brexit, lads. That's something important. But yeah, this is literally Leah Rowe, like the founder of fucking Liberboot, who got in a bunch of shit at some point, I think. I don't remember. I don't know what the fucking deal is with this, but it's pretty neat. It is pretty neat, and I'm honestly pretty happy with. I did eventually figure out how to install like i3 and shit on my old ThinkPad, so that's neat. How's this computer going? Please wait. That's good. Good progress bar looking there. Yeah. Alright, that's the end of this video, I guess. Oh, wait, I can also say, so at one point, on my old ThinkPad, this key broke and the rubber dome fell off. And so I just bought a new keyboard. And that's what this is. If you ever wondered what this is in my videos, it's my old ThinkPad keyboard, my first ThinkPad keyboard. If you ever wondered what this is, and this, and this, they're all from this. They're all from this. Because one day, I'll probably use them. Particularly this monitor. Like, I know there's just a board you can buy on Alibaba. I've looked it up that works for this monitor. So one day if I need an external monitor, which I don't really need one right now, but if I ever need one, I can convert this into one very easily. So that's why I keep it around. As for this hard drive, does it say what it is, or disk drive? Doesn't say any information about how big it is or anything on it. Oh, well, maybe one day I'll use it. Always useful to have a disk drive around. Yeah, right now I'm using my ThinkPad to run a Mumble server on. I wonder how Mumble works. Is there a way that I can point a proper URL? Because I don't want to just be giving out my fucking ISP to people. But it would be neat to have a communal Mumble server. I am trying to move away from Discord after all. And although TeamSpeak works better, it's not free open source software. So of course, unacceptable. Proprietary software, unacceptable. Well, that's neat. This guy just works. And I have junk. This has been the most productive video on my entire channel. I found a whole book that I want to read, right? And I found a whole computer that works, maybe. Productive video. Very productive. Is there anything else I want to mention? No, not really. But I don't really want to end the video. I'm having fun talking to you guys. Anything else I can talk about? Anything else I want to discuss? If you have any ideas for stuff to do with my Raspberry Pi, that's this guy. Please feel free to tell me them, because I have this neat Raspberry Pi set up. Like, it works fine. Why am I in my SSL folder? Oh yeah, I was editing something for make Mumble work. You know, I have a publicly usable Raspberry Pi here, but I don't know what to use it for. Like, every time I think, like, oh, I can use it to run... Oh, maybe I could use it to run an IRC chat, like, if I have IRC open in a terminal. Sudo apt get install IRC. Definitely spell all of those words wrong. Oh, I already have IRC. What the fuck? Yo. Well, that's fucking neat. Oh god, it's been years since I've used ASC. Last time I used ASC was to connect to the LaneChain IRC, like I was talking about. LaneChain IRC was a terrible fucking place full of awful people. Never go there. I think it's dead now, but when it existed, god, it was bad. Also, never go to LaneChain anymore, because LaneChain is also just bad nowadays. Yeah, LaneChain hasn't been good since like early 2017, mid 2017. But the LaneChain IRC, why did I spend so much time in that fucking place? God, that was an awful place. There was some guy, well, I don't know what it was. Was it a girl? Was it a trans girl, or was it a cross-dressing male? I don't know. But it was a something who called themselves tsundere, who just would send you unsolicited pictures of their balls. It wasn't pleasant. It wasn't pleasant. Do I have things? I'm just wandering around because I'm not gonna fucking bother setting up a bootable USB stick now. It's just boring. I know I'm gonna do it not on camera. Fuck. Dropped my keyboard. This isn't good. So this is the problem with having a bed. I really want to get rid of my bed. Okay, now we can talk about the actual problem. You know, there's various problems in the world, but the biggest problem in the world, my bed is too big. I only use half of it. I used to roll around all the time, but I stopped doing that at some point. As a kid, I would roll around all the time, and that's why I ended up having a big bed. But I don't do that anymore. So I only need half a bed. And the bed, look at how much space in my room the bed takes up. This is all I have. You know this is all I have, using Denver. And it's fucking bullshit. It's bullshit. And so what I want to do is get rid of the bed frame, so it's just a mattress on the floor, because the mattress on the floor is superior, as we all know. The only problem with mattress on the floor is that right now, when I play Counter-Strike, I sit here, right, and I have my desk like this, and this is how I play Counter-Strike. But I can live without Counter-Strike. And also, I could probably use Counter-Strike on the floor. Most of the time, I sit on my bed. So I want to remove the bed frame and just have a mattress on the floor. But the problem is... torch on? Hello? Well, I can't turn the torch on for some reason. Not letting me turn the torch on. But under here, it's just all the books from my childhood. Hundreds of books from my childhood. Look, I'll show you in this back. Harry Potter. The Thin Executioner. The Worst Witch. Sherlock Holmes. The Boy Who Could Fly. Series of Unfortunate Events. More series of unfortunate events. More series of unfortunate events. Neville the Devil. This is a fucking awful book, by the way. What else? Philip Pullman. Scarecrow and his Servant. Operation Typhoon Shore. No idea what that is. This one. Flight. I remember this being a pretty good fantasy book, if you're a kid. But yeah, what is this? The Sky Atlas. Look at this shit. Atlas of the Skies. You can find out all types of things about the skies. This is the shit I would read as a kid. See, none of your fucking bullshit. What's this? What is this giant one? Oh my god, this book has completely changed its nature halfway through. Young Sherlock Holmes. What is that? What is this? So we just saw that. How did it get to... How does it... What is this? Hardcover book. What is this hardcover book? It doesn't even... The Mermaid Atlas? What the fuck is the Mermaid Atlas? Did I ever read this? Oh, the Emerald Atlas. How did I read that as mermaid? No idea what that book is. Yo! I'm about to get cancelled. I got the complete Cat in the Hat. Look at this shit. Pristine condition. Hardcover. Felt cover. It's fun to have fun. Look at this shit, man. This is what I'm all about. I'm so pissed off. I've never been mad that someone got cancelled until Dr. Zeus got cancelled. come on, how can you not like Dr. Seuss just because he drew an Asian caricature? Come on. Oh, that's Guinness World Records. Okay, we found out what it is. And that's just one bag. The whole bed is like, it's just all the books I read as a kid. So many books. And so I need to move those somewhere else if I want to have my bed be just a mattress on the floor. So let's put all this shit. Yeah, I need to move those into the attic. The attic is... Has to be quiet. Up here. There's the attic. Maybe I'll do that tomorrow. I think I'll do that. Maybe today, even. What's this? The art book for children. Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. Get down here. Get down the back of my fucking bed. Fuck you, bitch. This has been a weird fucking video, right? Need some nicotine. Wait, is that telling me how much video this has taken up? Or no, this is... I accidentally stopped the video. Fuck! I thought this was going to be a really epic fucking one-take, ridiculously long video. Because, you know, I can make it... It's easy to make an hour-long video when, fucking, you know, you're editing together 15-minute segments. But making an hour-long video in one take, now that is an epic gamer moment. But apparently it was never to be. Okay. Wait. This is floating? Stop floating. Get back in your fucking place. There you go. I think... Let's get out of here, see. Hello? Q/Q? How the fuck do I get out of here, C? Control C? Normally Control C ends programs. What the fuck? Control C enter? No? Is it like Vim? Oh, it is like Vim. Control ZZ. Okay. Sick. Has anyone on G responded to my wallpaper? No. God, I hate this image more. If this is your wallpaper, if whoever posted this on G, if this is you, fuck you and I hate you. I hope you die. Right? Firstly, Arch, but using fucking graphical interfaces, using fucking buttons. Okay, hold on. Firstly, using Brave, using Discord, using fucking, oh my god, disgusting. Disgusting. What is this, Manjaro? Then why? Oh, you're using Manjaro, but you wanted to hide it, so you set your fucking screen fetch to show the Arch logo. What a piece of shit. What a piece of shit. KD Plasma, ZSH. Okay, that's reasonable. ZSH is a reasonable choice. Not okay. That's fine. This is all fine. But you know, floating window manager. What is this? Oh yeah, sure. Because you're totally. Oh, look at this fucking design, modern design. Disgusting. What have we got? A clock? Disgusting. What have you got open? All this fucking bullshit? It's bloat. It's all fucking bloat. But no, the real problem I have with this is this fucking wallpaper. I swear to God, this wallpaper is the bane of my fucking existence. I can't go anywhere on the internet without seeing this fucking wallpaper. Even I had this wallpaper when I was 13, right? And here's the funny thing about this wallpaper. It's got fucking Facebook open. It's literally running proprietary software. Even your fucking wallpaper is running proprietary software. Unacceptable. Kill yourself, Anon. Kill yourself. I'm gonna reply. Wallpaper running bracket Spacebook proprietary shit where kill yourself. Arch logo on Manjaro. I don't know what I'm doing with my life right now. I'm just trying to entertain you people so we can hit an hour. I think I was at 40 something minutes, so I just know I have to record for 15 more minutes. That's all I'm trying to do. How's this going? Progress bar, looking good, looking good, looking good, just wiping everything. Don't know why I'm even bothering with this, actually. Why am I even bothering with this? Because I'm going to install a new OS. What? Why am I bothering with this right now? What am I doing? Well, I guess I'm doing it so I can test if the computer is fully functional, because I wouldn't want to install a shit on a computer that doesn't have, like, internet working or anything like that. So that'd be neat. So that's actually fine. Yeah. I'm gonna go sudo apt auto remove. Imagine if it said poggers instead of progress. Poggers 97%. We're at gamers, we're at 97% poggers. We need to push forwards. Alright, let me see. What am I trying to do? Oh yeah, trying to install a fucking bootable USB stick. I have no idea how to install NetBSD. Is there a link to NetBSD in this video? Yeah, nice. Okay. 64-bit AMD. I guess that's this, right? AMD 64. 32-bit x86 generic family machines. MIPS. No, it's none of those. I'm pretty sure it must be this, right? Why am I installing NetBSD again? No idea. Wasn't this just supposed to be a video about my internet history? I mean my computer history? How did it become this? At what point did it become this? At what point did it become this? At what point did I become this? Seriously, at what point did I become this? Did I become this, and this, and that? At what point did that happen to me? Why not just have one computer with 12 screens? Why have 12 computers with no screens? Why bother? Anyway, this time might turn into a headless server. That's what I was thinking. What am I doing? I don't know. I'm just procrastinating because I want to do something. I want to be doing something entertaining for you guys, right? Because I want to keep this video going because I'm a meme. I also need to piss, so sadly there will be a cut here. I just realized what this actually is. This is me procrastinating because I don't want to have to be writing my dissertation because dissertation hard, big thinky brain. Don't like thinky brain big, like small brain thinking. Bad idea to think big brain. Yeah, this is me procrastinating is what it is. Is Mumble open? Wouldn't it be funny if someone was just in the Mumble server this whole time? That would be entertaining. Let's what was I gonna do? I guess here's a good time to complain about my dissertation. So my dissertation is about the music of Serial Experiments Lane, because of course it is, right? So it's about specifically how Lane creates sonic futures, right? That was the word I came up with. Now, the problem is, sonic futures sounds really good, but it's actually very vague. I'm trying Now, the thing about a dissertation is you're not really supposed to say anything new, right? You're just supposed to compile knowledge from existing sources, basically synthesizing, you know, like Hegelian synthesis. Um, but the problem is, there is no existing writing about the music of Serial Experiments Lane. There is only writing about Lane from like all the academic texts on Lane are basically just stupid, idiotic philosophy from people who don't really know what they're talking about. With regards to Lane, I'm sure they know more about philosophy than me, but I've never seen. I've read a bunch of. Here, I'll go through them. I'll go through all the. You know what? This is where I vent, right? I should alias Ranger to just be R. Hello? Okay, good. Documents. Why is my computer being so slow? Oh, I guess I'm downloading a big file right now. What the fuck? Okay, laptop unusable. So this is all the stuff I downloaded basically to read. This one, right? Just not gonna load. Okay, sick. So this one. Okay. Oh, we got something. Okay. This is all opened in 3 different PDF viewers. Sick. Animated potentiality, temporality, and the limits of narrative in anime. So this is a paper which is about temporality in Lane, Utena, and Madoka. Why Madoka? That's such a weird fucking like, I understand Lane and Utena to an extent. Most of this is about Utena. The vast majority of this is about Utena, which is completely irrelevant. There's like, 2 pages on Lane, half of which is talking about how Lane relates to Utena or contrasts Utena, and then there's like 1 page on Madoka, which is dog shit because it's about Madoka. It also gets a bunch of shit wrong about Lane, like, stuff that is somewhat subjective, but I know I'm right because I am the world's leading expert on Serial Experiments Lane. Next one is this one, Nakamura Ryuto's anime Serial Experiments Lane as an expository anime. So this guy basically is trying to say that Lane is a new genre of media called expository anime. And he goes through all this fucking bullshit, random philosophy that's completely irrelevant. Ecclesian World 3 is the world of culture which nurtures the mind. It is comparable to it's fucking nonsense. And he also gets a bunch of shit wrong about Lane, like really early on. Let me see if I can find this fucking footnote. Let me see. Yeah, there are 2. See, I'll zoom in. So he says there are 2 reigns in this anime. Konica scenario spells the name of the protagonist with the ideographic kanji Dain, and the other in phonetic kanji, which usually spells out words phonetically. Yeah, great writing there. The phonetic kanji, which usually spells out words phonetically. The phonetic katakana. Oh, the phonetic katakana, which usually spells out words phonetically. Dain, right? This is not true. There's 3 lanes. I have my proof. Where's my proof? Hold on, I gotta get my proof. Where's my fucking proof? Where's my proof? Hold on. We gotta go down under my bed. I'll take the proof. Proof. Here's my fucking proof, right? Here's my proof. Visual Experiments Lane, right? First-hand fucking text. Where is it? There's 3 lanes. There's clearly 3 lanes. There's the kanji one, the katakana one, and then a romaji one. Look, you can see it right here. Romaji Lane. This is the evil lane with her evil smile. There's 3 lanes. The lane of the analog, which is the kanji lane. Lane of the wired, which is actually katakana lane, and then evil lane, which is fucking Romaji lane. There's 3 lanes. It's very clearly wrong. So I don't trust this shit at all. It's right here. It's right in the fucking show. It's in the fucking show. And also, hold on. Well, I don't need to get back to the page, but if you can actually read the Japanese on the page, which I can't, but I've read a translated version, right? He says that this whole thing, it says somewhere in this fucking text on the page somewhere, here I think it says, right, about how this isn't real, like this isn't canon, this was basically done for the script so that the writers and the seiyus could tell who was talking, right? It's not actually canon that there are 3 different lanes, because that would go at 3 concrete different identities of lane, goes against the show's entire fucking idea of identity. It got completely, it's nonsense, right? There's really, like, lane is there's no, the whole point of the show is that there's no direct fucking delineations between identities, right? So to say there are 3 clearly definable separate lanes is only useful for the script writers and the, stuff like that, but it doesn't actually exist in the show. You only see, it's never mentioned in the show that there are 3 different lanes, right? This stuff, the kanji versus katakana versus romaji, is never brought up in the show. There's never mentioned there's 3 different lanes. You can only find that out through behind the scenes documents, because it was never intended to be a thing in the show. So, do your fucking research, you piece of shit. And I can't even talk about that in my fucking paper, because I don't have sources for everything I just said. I just know it because I've done research over many years about Lane, and I'm the world's foremost expert on Lane, because I've, spent years studying the Blade while you were having premarital sex. I was studying the Lane. Because I did that, I just know these things. This motherfucker has clearly not done that and doesn't know shit. Let's get back to this. What's the next one? Tokyo Cyberpunk. Now, this is actually a pretty good book. It talks about a lot of really interesting stuff. Akira, should I say Akira? Akira, Ghost in the Shell 2 Innocence. No one's ever fucking watched Ghost in the Shell 2. It's great. It's almost as good as the first one. Everyone should watch Ghost in the Shell 2. Tetsuo the Iron Man. Obviously, I fucking love Tetsuo the Iron Man. And he talks about Videodrome and The Fly and Blade Runner, and Tetsuo 2 Body Hammer, which I haven't actually seen. I feel kind of guilty for. And he talks about Lane, right? And Silver Storm, Software in a Body, Critical Posthumanism, and Silver Storm's Lane. This is actually pretty well done. I actually recommend reading this chapter. And I recommend reading this whole book. In fact, it's pretty good. It's pretty interesting. He has some interesting stuff to say about Akira, but it's not really about Lane. Like, I couldn't actually find it. Well, okay, it doesn't really mention anything about. It's more about the narrative of the show more than anything else, which is not really relevant to talking about the music. I mean, it's a bit relevant, but I didn't end up using anything. And then this one, oh god, this is the worst of them all. Topologies of Identity in Cyril Experiments Lane. This is a fucking awful fucking paper. It's like, what if there are many lanes because of topology, because of mathematical topology, because of René Descartes, because of Cartesian geometry or non-Cartesian geometry. Now that might sound interesting to you, but it's not interesting. It's definitely not. It's fucking boring and it's terrible. Basically, he says that there are many lanes because Lane's consciousness is a finite non-Cartesian geometry, like Pac-Man. So, like, you know how if you look at Pac-Man, he like Pac-Man goes off the side of the screen on one edge and pops back around on the other edge, and like imagine your Pac-Man looking outwards. If you looked off the one edge, you would see yourself, right? And that somehow that's how Lane's consciousness works. There's no explanation of why or how or what evidence there is to explain that. There is no evidence. It's just mapping it on for no reason. For no reason. And it doesn't even make sense because Pac-Man sees direct copies of himself in that situation, whereas Lane clearly doesn't see direct copies of herself. This paper also gets shit wrong about Lane. Like, hold on, scroll down, you fucking bastard. This scene, he tries to say that this is a scene where Lane is seeing infinite copies of herself, but these aren't the exact copies. They're literally dolls. It's literally the point of the scene is that people in the wild have been imitating her and they're not her true self. They're not her real identity. And the point of the whole show is that there is no real identity, that even this lane isn't the real lane, right? This paper completely misses the point. It's fucking awful, and I hope the person who wrote it dies. I think I'm done for now. I think I'm done recording for now. But this was a fun time. Do you think we had fun together, guys? Do you think we had fun together? Do you think I should do more schizo shit like this? I want to make my channel into the first schizoanalytical YouTube channel. That's what I'm going to call this video. A schizoanalysis of my computing history. I'm a fucking genius. The schizoanalysis of my computing history, because I'm pretty sure I got that shit wrong completely. Like, I think I just made some of that stuff up. Like, I don't know how many times to tell you people, you're seeing a fictionalized version of No Thank You here. I always just say shit that I just make up. In all my videos, I put, like, a few, maybe not all my videos, but throughout all my videos, there's fake shit. Like, there's stuff I make up about myself. I've said this very openly many times, and I don't know if people really understand it. Like, I don't think it's a meme or what. Like, no, this is a fact. I say fake stuff about myself all the time, and that's good. Like, I don't know how people are treating it. Like, I don't know if people are treating everything I say as if it's true and then working off of that, or if they're accepting everything I say as part of a character. Because if it's the second, then it's based. Like, if people are discussing stuff I say and they're talking about stuff I made up, but they're talking about it in relation to the No Thank You character rather than whatever lies behind the screen, then that's great. That's actually exactly what I want. But if people are trying to interpret the No Thank You character as representative of the real me, if such a thing even exists, which it doesn't, it's the whole fucking point of this channel, Watch the Sacred Cow, then they've got it all wrong. So I just want to put that out there. Anyway, I think we're going to end the video here. Been fun. Been a fun time. Yeah.